Good morning. Good morning from the wonderful village of Zarmersbach. Good morning from my R1250GS. This morning I'm going to go do something really either A, crazy, or B, dumb, or C, maybe both. So let's go.
Well, let's get the show on the road, shall we? 660cc parallel twin, literally half the size of the BMW GS, literally. Parallel twin, not a boxer, so nothing to land on. The bike will just fall all the way over. Can you imagine a bike that falls all the way over? Not like my GS, which only falls like 45 degrees and then rests on its little cylinder heads. ABS, Brembos, nice brake pedal. Look at the size of that bad boy. Look at this. How cool is that? Those foot pegs are massive. Take note, BMW, with your shitty foot pegs. Man, how does a 10,000 euro Aprilia get the foot pegs right, but the bloody 20,000 euro BMW doesn't? Unbelievable. Well, first of all, I can see we've got lots of bolts here, so a subframe and luggage carrying is going to be absolutely easy. Look, donk donk donk. There'll no doubt be a tail pack for that. You can do everything you want there. Pillion pegs come straight off in case you don't need any pillions. Looks like I've got the standard saddle. Gear shifter, not got a quick shift. I don't think it's got a quick shift anyway, unless the software works some other way. Cockpit, cable operated clutch. Do you remember those? Oh look, it's got the little thingy to make the clicky when you adjust it. Adjustable brake lever, currently set to 4. It's a bit squidge, we'll try that. Yeah, okay, cool. Goggles down, let's go for a ride. So, first impressions are okay, I'm ready to write my review. I want one. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Whoa, what's this? What's this noise? Does this have airbox honk? It has honk. Oh shit, I'm a bugger. I like a bit of honk in my life. Listen to that. I'm looking at all my buttons here. So this is my mode button. Explore mode. Oh screw it. I lasted about 20 seconds before I decided to take a trail, didn't I? But this is a really easy, this is just a bit of gravel road here. Get my knees locked in, which is nice. Hey, so one of the big things about the GS that I really enjoy is the switchable driving modes. And those rider modes, they also adjust the suspension. And the GS also has self-leveling suspension, so you don't need to adjust it yourself. I did notice that the Aprilia has a nice little knob to turn, so you've got a remote preload adjuster, RPA, for the rear shock. So you can easily just whack it up a bit, but you can't do it without, you know, getting your fingers dirty, so to speak. You will have to use your fingers and not just your button pressers. Well, hello. You have some travel, don't you? This is nice. I'm liking this. Well, oh my god. I left all my cleaning gear in the GS. I don't have anything to clean my lenses. That I'll have to do. Right, visor down. Goggles free, visor on. The airbox noise. I've just noticed this thing revs to 10,000 and I'm giving it big licks at 5,000 thinking it's not bad. I should probably rev this little bugger. Oh, okay, cool. It just sounds like a Minitwins racer. It sounds like a goddamn IOM TT Minitwins racer. Wow. Can you imagine this thing with a can on it? Tasty. Well, we're out of the fog. I'm really happy that we're out of the fog now. I've cleaned the lens. I realise now that my lens was completely disgustingly misted up, and for that I can only apologise. We're at Werniberg and we're heading towards the motorway via some awesome twisty roads. And the question really about Tuareg ownership versus GS ownership for me is it going to give me a better life if I downsize to the Tuareg from the 1250 GS? And obviously, with what I do, doing the motorcycle tours, my 1250 GS is really hard to beat at that stuff because it carries a lot of luggage. I carry tools, I carry puncture repair kits, compressors, battery starter packs, all kinds of stuff. And the GS takes a load of luggage. It can do twisty back roads, it can do gravel lanes, it can do the occasional off-roading section, and it can even do racetracks and going fast with, you know, customers on sports bikes. Can the Tuareg do that? I'm not sure. Oh, so we're into some lovely hairpins. There are some wet patches, so I have to be a little bit careful. Oh, nice. Lots of leaves. Oh my god, look how slippy that stuff is. Mushed up brown leaf litter. Honk. I mean, the GS is also really good on these hairpins. Oh, there's something there. Eek. Somebody spilled something. Now, the GS is 143 Newton meters of torque, which is Super Duke 1290 territory, but this is only 70 Newton meters. However, never forget that torque and power, torque is the actual multiplier, torque is the thing that makes us go, and power is just rate of torque. So it's not got as much torque as the GS, but it does rev twice as hard, if that makes any sense. So it's not like half as slow as the GS. Look, what I'm trying to say is the Aprilia's not slow, and she's pretty stable on the old tarmac, although we have got these STR tyres on. I mean, this is just over 60 miles an hour, and the bike is super comfy and super smooth at that. Really smooth. In fact, I'm not even in top gear yet. There's a lot going on with this Aprilia. My heart is really into it at the moment, and my head is saying, no, Dale. No, 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 no. Why on earth would you even consider trading down from the 1250 to a little Aprilia 660? And I don't know, but I am really, my heart's into it at the moment. I do like this bike. I think it's very cool. Suspension wise, it's very nice, but I can't just flick modes at the flick of a switch. The GS, I can put it in like dynamic track mode and firm up that rebound damping on the rear shock and the front as well, like instantly. Compression, low speed compression tightens up massively. The body of the bike becomes way more stable. It's very clever. It's very clever. On this, I would have to physically get the screwdriver out and make adjustments. And we all know what that means. That means that you're just going to be making one setup that's vanilla. Unless you're planning on several days of off-roading, you would leave it in a middle setting, a compromised position, let's say. Oh my god, this thing wheelies in second. Are you kidding me? Damn, that's in Explore mode. It has some sort of wheelie control. It didn't let me lift it very high, but it did let me loft it. This is cool. I really like this bike. Oh, it's got a slipper clutch. I can just bang it down the gears, look. That's cool, okay. Now it is a bit cold, it is a bit damp. I'm not going to be dragging pegs, but woo, she boogies. Just be careful in case it's damp halfway around. See, it's just not quite dry. Oh, I love the noise. The acceleration, while it's not tremendous, it is. What do I want to say it is? How would I describe the acceleration? It's not hurried. It's not fervent. When I think about this bike in comparison to my F800GS, it's way more rabid than my 800GS. So the reason I got rid of my 800GS was because it just wasn't very exciting. And when I test rode the 1250, I thought, wow, this is exciting. I wish I'd test ridden the flipping Tuareg, because this is also an exciting bike. And it doesn't have all that massive weight and baggage that the 1250 does. This is a very cool bike. This is a lovely little road, this. Headed out of Montreal, up the hill. We're going to go towards the Autobahn. And really, I'm really building up to the Autobahn because I think that's make or break for this Tuareg. So far, I'm very confident that on my daily riding requirements, this would be a mega choice. But it's not just about my daily riding requirements, because more than 50% of my kilometers this year have not been for myself. Oh, look at the leaves and the leaf litter and the dirty stuff. Ugh, slimy. Yeah, more than 50% of my kilometers this year have been for my customers, doing my motorcycle tours. And the GS is very good at that. It carries a lot of luggage, and a lot of that is getting from A to B with the minimum of fuss and the maximum of comfort, so that I am well rested, not upset, not stressed, and not feeling bad. I need to get to every location feeling good, because we can ride for 200, 300 miles a day, and then I have to do my job, you know, of being the happy, friendly host. And if you're absolutely knackered from a bike that is exhausting, then that's no good. Ah, this is really good on the twisties. It's so refreshing, and it's not slow. Yes, it's slower than the GS, but only after you get to license losing territory. There's a lot of questions about the whole idea of swapping a GS for a Tuareg, a 1250 GS for a 660 Tuareg, and they're about to be answered, because this is the Autobahn. Oh, I love junctions on this bike. It's really nice. You just feel like you want to drag a peg even at 90 degrees at 20 miles an hour. You're like, whoosh, just go in. Get in there. This is it, the moment of truth. And look, I'm going to put my cruise control on. It starts flashing, says it's ready to go. It's very annoying. It's a long press to the left on this. Okay, let's give it some beans. Oh, let's not. Airbox honk. Okay, so my GS will happily cruise at 150 with no vibration. So let's do the same thing, 145. This is up a hill, by the way, in 6 gear. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm touching everything to feel there's like a hint of vibration, but by the time you get out from here to here, there's nothing there. Man, that's really something. That's really something. I did not expect that. We're at 6,500 RPM from 10,000, so just over the 50% mark at 145 kilometers per hour. Let's bump it up to 150. Okay, requested speed is now 151. Man, that's easy. This bike absolutely rinses that speed. Oh no, this is not what I was expecting. I thought it'd be buzzing its tits off. I thought it'd be horrible at this speed, that it would be unstable or somehow not fun. But look, it's absolutely, look, it's just absolutely rigid. lovely. Ah. Well, I think if I just put my hand up here, there, look at the tips of my fingers. My tips are just in the airflow there, and I'm just touching it. It's just going over my helmet at that speed. That's all vacant. There it is. You see it on my glove just there, my little finger. Nothing. Wobble. It's... well, how annoying is that now? How annoying. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I thought that this bike could be totally shit on the motorway. And it's not. It's really good. I've got a nice bubble around my legs. I don't feel much on my legs at all. And to be honest, if I owned one, I'd be putting crash bars down here. And on the crash bars, I always keep tool bags. So I would get even more bubble effect around my legs after that. Obviously my feet are more in the airflow than the GS. The GS has wonderful foot warmers. I mean, those cylinder heads, you know, they're not just an engine, they're also a crash bar and a foot warmer. You don't get that on the old parallel twin. The cruise control is beautiful. It's just like the BMW in that you roll it off like that, you squidge it forward, and it cancels. It's a very smooth way to cancel the cruise control. I have to convince myself somehow that a 660 Tuareg cannot replace my GS, and I'm now wondering how to do that. I mean, roll-on torque in top gear, it's accelerating. It's not accelerating like my GS accelerates. Oh, 30k limit, and I'm already doing 170. Aye, aye, aye. Well, let's cruise control at 130 then. I mean, at 130 this bike is absolutely, that's 80 miles an hour, remember, which anywhere else in the world is a very decent clip to be doing on the motorway. Here in Germany it's nothing. Yeah, it's super slow in Germany, but everywhere else I accept that that's fairly fast. And look, at 130 it's absolutely wonderful, but we don't do 130, do we? We go a bit faster. So let's see what she does. 4th, we're into 5th, 180. Okay, now I just am feeling a little bit of wobble, and that's it. 200. Okay, 200 near the rev limiter. To be fair, my GS does 220. But also you do feel like you're being very cruel to the bike at 220 kilometers an hour, and also you're being cruel to this bike at anything over 180, I would say. So you lose a bit of top speed, but that's not really a big deal for me, to be honest. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Well, I am getting quite annoyed by how good this Aprilia is, because I was convinced that it would be absolutely wonderful on the back roads. It'd probably be a little bit better on the trails, but I thought for sure it would be terrible on the motorway. Well, look at this. Just set the cruise control to 150. She's solid as a rock. I'm sitting here in my little bubble of air from the standard screen. I'm such a short, fat, slouchy guy. I fit in it, no worries. Oh, what should we do next? I've got the bike for another 21 minutes. I should definitely put some fuel in it for them. We'll get off the Autobahn. Suffice to say, I know that I was only on the Autobahn for about 10-15 minutes there, but there is literally nothing coming through the bars at me, and nothing coming through the rubberized foot pegs. I have got the rubbers on the foot pegs still, but there was nothing there to upset me at all. Odometer, trip, time, max speed 208. It's a very similar TFT to my GS, just smaller. This doesn't have lean angle sensitive ABS. That's one thing. Oh, we're into the fog again. I don't want to be in the fog. The fog is bullshit. We're going to do it a nice little U-ey. Oh my god, look at the steering lock. Look at that steering lock. Just checking my mirrors before I do that again. Full lock. Full lock. Okay. That is a surprisingly agile bike. The GS is pretty agile for a 1250, but it ain't that agile. Okay, Dale, get realistic now. We're in the last few kilometres before we're back at the shop. Let's get really medieval on this Aprilia. What's not good? It lacks top-end power. Not only compared to the 1250 GS, but also compared to similar bikes such as the KTM 790 and the KTM 890. They both have a lot more power than this, but they are nowhere near as smooth. I mean, this is a very smooth engine. This is a surprisingly smooth engine. I guess that we got some rubber damping here in the bars. I mean, I don't feel like the steering is rubber damped, but I'm telling you, the bars are completely vibe free. Comparatively talking, the 790 and the 890 will vibrate your eyeballs out compared to this or the BMW. It actually really put me off the 1290, the 890. I test rode both of them before I bought my 1250 GS, and the thing that put me off was harsh vibrations. S1000 XR as well, buzzy vibrations. I don't know why, personal preferences. I hate buzzy bikes. I'm like, no, I don't want white finger just from enjoying a ride. Especially considering when I go for a short ride, it's normally, you know, a few 100 miles. But yeah, let's just keep on with the medieval setting. Things I don't like about the Aprilia. It's not got lean angle sensitive ABS, which on paper is a big detractor versus the safety systems of the BMW, which is all, you know, IMU powered super awesome stuff. IMU, by the way, is an inertial motion unit or something. So the integrated motion unit knows, like a gyro, knows which way the bike is facing and what's happening. The Aprilia doesn't have that. The Aprilia just looks at maths and says, this is front wheel speed, this is back wheel speed, let's figure out what's happening. Well, it works. Traction control off-road on the GS is very good. You can put it in enduro mode and it allows you to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, this corners beautifully. Lets you do silly things on the way out. I don't know whether I ride faster or slower on the GS. I certainly feel like I'm going faster on the Aprilia. Oh, screw it. ABS is very much on there. Right, let's mode, explore, urban, off-road. She's lovely. Traction control works quite well. We're just on rocks here. There's a little bit of wet stuff here. I am on the street tyres, remember, so I can't go too crazy. Like that, for example. How does the ABS work? Still works fine. This looks like a lovely place for a photo. Let's get one here. I mean, look at that. It's a lovely bike. So much lighter than the GS. It's really something. Right, I'm going to get a few photos for the old socials. I just want to mention one thing. The side stand on it, look at that beautiful piece of metalwork goes onto the frame, is very substantial. It's a huge side stand. They've really took a leaf out of BMW's book, because watch this. You just go like that, lift it on the side stand, lean back a bit, and turn the whole thing round. I mean, she's not bad. Be a racist. Sorry, racer. Be a racer. Top tip: don't tell your kids that because you drive cars around a racetrack and race other people that you're called a racist, because they will tell everybody that their dad's a racist. I thought it was being funny, but it turns out I'm just being really dumb. Okay, let's roll. Lots of mud on that back tyre, let's get rid of it. I mean, 0 to 100 is clearly going to be slower than the GS. Do you know what? I need to jump back on my GS. I'll fill this up with fuel. I've only used 1/4 of a tank all morning. I'll put some fuel in it and then we'll go get the GS, shall we? Let's see what we make of it.